bring in former Republican Congressman from Michigan, Pete Hoekstra, who served as National Security Advisor to the Trump campaign. Oh, my goodness, we have so much to talk about. But your thoughts just briefly here on Paul Ryan.
Well, I'm excited that Paul's reelected. The leadership is now in place to begin focusing on doing exactly what Paul has always been focused on: policy, solving the problems and creating opportunities for all Americans. It's a good day.
Listen, it's also have been a good week for you. You initially had backed John Kasich, and when he did not get the win to become the Republican nod for president candidate, you went with Donald Trump, and you went all in. And you even helped deliver him the key state of Michigan. From your gut reaction, how did that happen?
Well, it happened for a couple of reasons. Number one, Donald Trump and Mike Pence campaigned actively in Michigan. Republicans have historically kind of given up on Michigan. They never gave up. They came, I think combined, they might have been in the state 8 or 9 times in the last 9 days of the campaign.
And you were with them for much of that, correct?
I was with them for much of that. You watched the crowds come out, and Donald Trump and Mike Pence had a message that connected with the people of Michigan that said, I think the line that captured it all was, we used to build cars in Flint and you couldn't drink the water in Mexico. Now you can't drink the water in Flint and you make cars, and we make cars in Mexico. And that kind of captured the frustrations that many Michiganders have felt over the last 8 to 10 years.
Well, let us move to foreign policy, because your expertise was really utilized by Donald Trump in formulating how he would proceed as he becomes the president-elect. And let's talk a little bit about that. Right now, President Obama's in Greece, and we can't exactly read their lips, but during their meeting, you would probably imagine that Alexis Tsipras, who is the prime minister, is very concerned about NATO. They have depended heavily on NATO with this migrant crisis, and we know that Donald Trump has said he would either stop paying NATO or certainly severely curtail any of the money that America gives to NATO because he doesn't feel they're effective. What's his real stance?
No, I think that, I wouldn't articulate that as where he stands. I think what Donald Trump wants to do is he wants to modernize NATO. He wants to make sure that, number one, it is addressing and focusing on the issues that we and our allies in NATO feel today, and that is the threat from Russia, that is the threat from ISIS and radical jihadism and those kinds of issues. He wants a strong, vibrant NATO focused on our priorities and making sure that each of those countries, each of us in the alliance, carry our own fair weight, that America can't carry a disproportionate burden. He's delivering that message. They're receiving it. And I think it's, so far the indications are, the conversations have been very positive as he's talked to various heads of NATO and in the EU.
And Congressman, we're looking at migrants who are desperate to flee Syria. They're going through Turkey. They're going through Greece. Many of them would like to come here. He's also said that he absolutely feels that ISIS is a huge issue. He's spoken to Vladimir Putin about it. Quote, we're going to work together on that, or they're going to work together on that. That's been the report from that. But exactly how? What is the exact plan to take on ISIS and then figure out how to mitigate what's going on with the migrants?
Well, you got to get to the root of the problem. The root of the problem is today Iraq, Syria, Libya. Those 3 countries are all failed states. We almost lost Egypt when we embraced the Muslim Brotherhood. The answer to the problem is dealing and building effective relationships with the countries in the region. We didn't have very many American boots on the ground 8 years ago. So building and getting regimes in those countries in the region that will confront ISIS and defeat ISIS is where we need to be looking. America needs to recreate the partnerships that we had before and keep the lid on the garbage can, the lid on ISIS and radical jihadists.
When we introduce you, every time you've been so kind to come on the show, we always say former Congressman Pete Hoekstra. You have a new title of CIA director? Because I'm just saying that's what's being floated 8 blocks up the street at the Trump Tower. Would you take that job?
I would be honored to serve in a Trump administration. If they decided to offer me a position, I clearly would look at it. The opportunity to serve the country again would be a wonderful opportunity, especially in a role like that. But that's a decision that Mr. Trump and his team needs to make. And until, we'll wait to see if we hear from them or not.
Okay. I don't know if all of our viewers know this, but you were born in the Netherlands. You are an import we are thrilled to have. Thank you so much.
Well, hey, great. Thank you.
Former Congressman Pete Hoekstra, and also Trump National Security Advisor, and who knows what's next. We'll see.